Welcome inside the NFL Tonight studios here on Spreaker.com in affiliation with National Sports. This is your host, Nick Rice, alongside Robert Deiters and Stephen Hughes to bring you everything around the National Football League. We are set on a 15th November night here in beautiful California here as we're getting set for more NFL previews here as the Week 12 NFL week is about to kick off. Robert Deiters and Stephen Hughes are on tap. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here on another edition of NFL Tonight. Week number 12 is getting set to kick off, and we will see the Steelers match up in week number 12 against, of all teams, the Baltimore Ravens. It'll be a tough competition, and they'll have to make do without their starting gunslinger under center, Ben Roethlisberger. He suffered an injury to his rib. His first cartilage of the rib cage is indeed fractured, and he will suffer some big-time break on the bench as he will be on the sideline for this matchup. And Byron Leftwich will indeed be placed as the starter in this game against the Baltimore Ravens. The Steelers quarterback suffered the injury Monday night against the Kansas City Chiefs. And, gentlemen, what kind of an impact, we'll start with Robert, what impact will Roethlisberger have being out of this game, and the big windup of Leftwich will be in the starting lineup?
Okay, Ben Roethlisberger is one of the best QBs in the game. This guy can carry a team, and this is going to be a huge impact for the Steelers. I mean, this guy is your offense. This guy is your gun. He's your main center. Their defense is good, too. But he's the main offensive guy.
And, Steven, just a quick prediction for this game. We'll get to NFL predictions later on. But will Roethlisberger's injury be the key for the Steelers dropping a big-time divisional game that they need in order to get to the postseason and win that tough AFC North?
It's especially going to be hard for the Steelers to lose Ben Roethlisberger. They're taking on the Ravens 2 times in the next 3 weeks. It's going to be a big blow for them divisionally if it gets really tied up during coming into the end of the season. So this is going to be the 2 biggest games in the next 3 weeks for the Steelers.
And certainly the concussions have been an issue. It's gone all the way to the front office as Roger Goodell has really made an emphasis on this concussion issue and player safety. Obviously, being part of the NFL, it's a game, and there's obviously priorities that are more significant than playing on the football field. Of course, these can be, including, Robert, another quarterback that you have more descriptions in, but certainly this can be more than just an issue of just player safety. This can be for years to come, decades to come. These players can suffer some big-time brain damage suffering these concussions, and playing 1 week after concussion might not be worth all the trouble down the road.
Right, and Alex Smith actually is cleared for Monday, and we don't know about Jay Cutler's status yet, but we know Alex Smith will start. He did pass his concussion test this week. And, I think Alex Smith, he said he was feeling better, but during the game he had blurred vision, and he still played. And I don't know how the trainer passed him during the game. I still don't understand that. He threw a touchdown pass, and his eyes were blurred. I still don't get that, Rice. And is it the training staff you blame for this?
Well, I believe it's one thing, part of the training staff not being able to diagnose it's a concussion right off the bat. But the other thing is, and I tip my hat off to Smith being able to fight back off of that injury. But the key is the Niners seemingly don't have faith in Colin Kaepernick, which is the future. Believe it or not, I'm sure, Robert, you'll disagree, but and certainly you're subject to your own opinions. I disagree with all of them. But the point is that Colin Kaepernick is your future. He's the man that's going to be the Niners' single caller in the next few years, despite perhaps a first-round draft pick, as they seemingly have more and more faith in Colin Kaepernick, but certainly not enough faith to play in this game until after Smith is just too blurred a vision to play.
I'll agree with you, Rice. Colin Kaepernick is our future. This guy was supposed to start. Smith was supposed to be out 2 years ago. He was supposed to have his last game against the Cardinals, but unfortunately that didn't happen because Colin Kaepernick was ready to start and ready to go after the first draft pick, but Harbaugh wanted to keep him. And you know why? Because Harbaugh trained Andrew Luck. And, Alex Smith has been great ever since. It's been about 6 or 7 years now he finally gets into this. And Alex Smith was a first-round draft pick as well. And he was with the Aaron Rodgers. And the Niners could have picked Aaron Rodgers, but instead they went for Alex Smith because they thought he was the better choice. But Aaron Rodgers has the better career. But when you see Alex Smith, he struggled for so many years. And I thought, when I was a Niners fan, I thought, Colin Kaepernick, wow, he's going to be our starter. I believe in him because he can run. He didn't do bad passing. He went for 11 for 17 that game in that second half. And he played a little bit of the first half. But what I noticed in the first half, he didn't know much what to do because, fortunately, he didn't get enough reps before Smith went out. And it's just this game is really hard because, the backup QB, you're never going to know when you're going to go in.
And I feel like Alex Smith is the Achilles heel, and obviously Colin Kaepernick's a talent. Smith is the better quarterback right now. But, Steven, I turn it over to you. I feel like the reason why, and this year has been no different, the reason why, of course, there's troubles up front as well. The Niners have been pushed around, most recently against the Rams. A tie game's not going to get it done against the worst in the NFC West. But the problem with the Niners is when you're behind and you need to make a comeback, Colin Kaepernick's not your answer this year. Alex Smith is your answer, and the Achilles heel to going to the Super Bowl is this quarterback cannot get it done.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think that Colin Kaepernick is a decent quarterback. Only in his second year out of Nevada. I think that he brings a lot of talent to the San Francisco Ball Club. He's more of like a Tim Tebow type of player, He doesn't pass the ball particularly well. Is decent enough to be good in the NFL, and he can run the ball really well. The Niners run a nice wildcat formation involving Kaepernick snapping the ball and taking the run through the hole sometimes. So I really like him as that type of quarterback, kind of in the role that the Jets are using Tim Tebow. But I think Alex Smith, obviously, like Robert said, he's going to be cleared to play on Monday night, and that's going to be a relief because I don't think Colin Kaepernick has really had enough experience yet to possibly be in the starting role, especially on the big spotlight on Monday night and against the best defense in the league in the Chicago Bears.
And Alex Smith so far this season, 13 TDs to 5 interceptions and a 104 quarterback rating, but that does not tell the whole story where when this team is behind, they obviously have struggles to come back in this game. In any game this year, and if it weren't for a weak rest of the division and a Rams squad that seemingly can't win no matter if the game is given to them, seemingly Alex Smith got a freebie there, and the Niners are sitting at a 6-2-1 record, and certainly with Alex Smith under center, they have a controversy as well, not just in the injury standpoint, but if Colin Kaepernick plays well this year, there can be a quarterback controversy for the next year or two as Alex Smith, age 28, is on the digression, and Colin Kaepernick, a second-year player, is on the rise. And obviously, this should be somewhat of a quarterback controversy coming down in the next few years. NFL Tonight is just getting started here on our first edition from Spreaker.com. A call-in number for tonight's show, a very interactive show, we hope, is 951-515-4552. Again, 951-515-4552. Stephen Hughes, another update as far as injuries are concerned at the quarterback position. What do you have as far as the Philadelphia squad now at 3-6 facing injury issues at the quarterback position?
Well, obviously, Michael Vick suffered a concussion in the second quarter of a 38-23 loss to the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. So another big blow for the Eagles. And rookie Nick Foles of Arizona is taking first-team snaps on Wednesday during Eagles practice and will make his first career start if Michael Vick cannot play Sunday because of his concussion. Nick Foles, he will be, if he starts, he'll become the first Eagles rookie quarterback to start since Donovan McNabb in 1999. And the only other teams to not start a rookie quarterback from 2000 to 2012 are the Chiefs, Patriots, Chargers, and Saints. So really the Eagles are going to be off the list where there's been a lot of good quarterbacks coming out of the Eagles squad, especially McNabb with his great days in 2003, 2004, 2005 with the Eagles. But, Nick Foles, he looked decent against the Cowboys. He did throw that pick six. He did give up he was sacked for safety in that loss to Dallas, but hopefully he does something good for Philadelphia because they're just struggling in the offensive end.
And obviously, it scratched my head. It scratches my head as far as how NFL teams handle the starting quarterback injury situation. It's not just in Philadelphia, but I believe the only team that really did the right thing as far as just making a definitive answer early in the week, the Steelers gave Ben Roethlisberger, hey, he's not going to be able to play in this game. I always scratch my head to why NFL teams wait so long to make the final decision as far as a quarterback situation, when I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Vick sits 2 or 3 weeks out, not just this next week. I wouldn't be surprised, and it's not just because Nick Foles is playing well, but because this is just too big of an injury, and he has faced too many big-time hits over the entire season. The injuries have just eroded this quarterback. For him to come back in the next week or two in 100% fashion, or even a 70 to 80% fashion. It always scratches my head to why teams wait so long to make the final decision. Nick Foles is your starting quarterback in practice, so the Eagles will suffer, and Andy Reid, 14th year in the league, should know this, where if your starting quarterback's taking snaps, no need to switch the team up by having him stand on the sidelines in the next week. And obviously, I headed over to Robert for one last thought on this Eagles quarterback situation here. Robert, you know more than your fair share of bad quarterback play. What's the difference between having Michael Vick in and then having Nick Foles as your starting quarterback?
Right, so I agree with you on the part that Michael Vick should sit. If Nick Foles has a good start, no doubt I think Michael Vick should sit. Nick Foles is a good future QB. He's only a rookie. This guy seems like he has really good top talent. I know that he's played a couple. He has a 68.8 completion percentage, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And, I'm looking for better things against this Redskins as, RG3, probably one of the best rookie QBs I've seen in a long time. Except that, Cam Newton and him look kind of the same, but we're trying to get off topic with that. RG3 and Nick Foles, this is going to be a good game between two rookie QBs. I think Nick Foles will make a difference. He threw a touchdown pass in the game that Michael Vick got hurt. And I think this guy will make a huge difference because, against Dallas, he really didn't have a bad start to really prove himself back into this game. Those were the stats right there for that one game, and I think he'll have another good game going forward.
And NFL predictions will be coming on later on as we'll get more in-depth on this game between two big-time rookie quarterbacks. And also we'll give you up-to-date information on the Thursday night game between the Dolphins and the Bills as far as everything whipping around the league. This is NFL Tonight, a Week 11 presentation. We're just getting started here on NFL Tonight. Robert Deiters, Stephen Hughes, Nick Rice, all on tap to bring you everything around the National Football League. We'll be back after a quick 30. Stay tuned for more NFL updates and analysis. This is NFL Tonight on Spreaker.com. Welcome back to the NFL Tonight presentation, week number 1 as far as bringing you everything around the National Football League on the NFL Tonight studios. We're here, Spreaker.com, affiliation with National Sports, to bring you everything around the National Football League on a beautiful Thursday night in beautiful California. And obviously, everything as far as the injury standpoint has been the key for the headlines in this National Football League week as we're heading into week number 12, and perhaps the biggest and most intriguing Monday night game all season long is the Bears and the Niners. Before going into this game, Steven, real quick, Jay Cutler, his injury situation still up in the air, and we only have 4 days to go before a big Monday night game where the winner here may just prove to be the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, pretty much this is an NFC contention game. These two teams are number 2, number 3 in the NFC right now, and Jake